and the Way Report and nextgenheights.com, and it is Thursday, November the 20th, 2025, 7:15 a.m. Central. And we are live on the Daily Climb. And yesterday on this show, we predicted something. We said in the next 24 hours, multiple verdicts will drop. Federal workers get their verdict today. NVIDIA gets its verdict tonight. Job reports gets its verdict tomorrow. College grads already got their verdict. And Marcus is waiting for his, right? That was what we talked about on yesterday. But let me tell you what happened overnight. The verdicts arrived. NVIDIA crushed $57 billion in revenue, beat expectations by $2.1 billion. Stock is up 7.67% this morning. Wall Street analyst Dan Ives said this: fears of an AI bubble are way overstated. He called it a pop the champagne moment. Type crushed if NVIDIA delivered. But that's not all. Microsoft, they leaked an internal memo on yesterday. CEO Satya Nadella said to his top executives, we need to rapidly rethink the new economics of AI across the entire company. So he's restructuring the entire business for AI, just like they did for cloud 15 years ago. Type restructuring in the chat if that's massive. And in 22 minutes, 8:30 a.m. Central, 7:30 our time, the September jobs report drops. After 7 weeks of the delay, the forecast of 50,000 jobs. That's 1/3 of what we need just to keep up with the population. Marcus spoke to him on yesterday, got his answer. He countered on Monday, 195,000. Company said 177 is the max we'll go. Marcus accepted. 177 base plus 15% bonus, 203. Okay? 203 total compensation. From unemployment to six figures in a little over 3 weeks. I want you guys to type Marcus in the chat if you respect that decision. All right. NVIDIA did crush. He absolutely crushed it. But this is what I'm calling the verdict delivered. Yesterday, we predicted multiple verdicts in 24 hours. Today, they are here. NVIDIA crushed 57 billion. Stock is up 7.7%. Microsoft is restructuring everything for AI. The job report drops in 15 minutes or so. 50,000 forecasts. Markets accepted 177,000, right? 4 verdicts in 24 hours. We called it. Today's show is about what these verdicts mean for you. What NVIDIA's 57 billion in Microsoft restructuring tell us about where companies are going. What 50,000 job means when companies are making billions without hiring. What the human cost looks like when managers are getting what they're called AI slop. What hyperscalers are spending 114 billion annually on automation means for your job. And what Marcus's decision teaches us about sometimes taking what's on the table is what you need to do. This is the Daily Climb. It's Thursday, November the 20th. The verdict is in. Let's see what it means for your future. Let's climb. But before we do that, let's see who's all in the house. The Life of Cam is in the house. Big Sug is in the house. Topaz is in the house. Jason is in the house. EGT Networks is in the house. Good to see you guys. NVIDIA absolutely crushed it, guys. God dang, they're making so much money, man. They're making so much money. The AI boom, it's just getting started. So, all right, y'all, let me start with what happened overnight. While you guys were sleeping, the AI boom got its verdict, and it's now at the point where we already understand that it's not slowing down. It's accelerating. NVIDIA reported earnings last night after the market closed. 4:20 p.m. I told you guys to look for this. Many of you guys stood by your computer and you looked at it. At 4:20 p.m. Eastern, 3:20 our time, they crushed it. Let me give you the numbers. $57 billion in revenue for 1 quarter. They beat expectations by $2.1 billion. Profit, 31.9. $31.9 billion, up 65% from last year. Next quarter guidance, $65 billion. God dang, they making all kinds of money. Expected 61.66. They beat that too. I want you guys to type billions in the chat if these are some huge numbers. Type billions in the chat. Now here's what happened to the stock, okay? Last night after hours, it was up 5%. This morning pre-market up 7.67%. Wall Street is celebrating. Dan Eves from the Wedbush Securities, he said this: fears of an AI bubble are way overstated. He called it a pop the champagne moment for tech investors. Then he said this: we are in the top of the third inning of this AI game. That's what he said. Ain't that something? God dang. Billions, man. They're making all kinds of money. Now, let me show you what else got announced overnight. This is where it gets massive. $100 billion. That's NVIDIA and OpenAI, a joint deal for data centers. 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems to train OpenAI's next generation of models. They're calling it the path to deploying superintelligence. God, man, are you talking about the money is absolutely insane in the AI space? But wait, there's more. Anthropic, the company that makes Claude that I use every single day and I love it. NVIDIA invested $10 billion in them. So Anthropic also announced $30 billion in compute spending on Microsoft Azure using NVIDIA chips. That's $40 billion just from Anthropic. Then xAI, Elon Musk's AI company, they announced a massive data center in Saudi Arabia with hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA chips, plus Uber. New partnership. These deals are starting to add up. Now let me do the math for you. OpenAI, 100 billion, Anthropic, 40 billion, xAI, Saudi data center, Uber partnership. And here's the number that matters the most: 5 million GPUs. That's what NVIDIA announced in infrastructure projects last quarter alone. 5 million new GPUs being deployed. What's a GPU? Many of you guys may be asking because you're not in this game. Well, it's a chip that powers AI, and 5 million of them. That's 5 million automation tools going into companies right now. I want you guys to type 5 million in the chat if that's a lot. Now, here's what Jensen Huang, NVIDIA CEO, said on the call. He said, there's been a lot of talk about an AI bubble, but from a vantage point that we see, something is very different. He said, Blackwell, the newest chip, the demand is off the charts. $500 billion in orders through 2026 just for their chips. Off the charts is what he said. So here's what we know so far. NVIDIA beat earnings by billions. The stock is up 7.76%. Wall Street is popping champagne, shaking their shoulders, crushing it. Top of the third inning, they are saying that it is. 140 billion in new deals announced, 5 million GPUs being deployed, 500 billion in chip orders. This is not slowing down. This is accelerating. If you don't believe me, let's go to Jensen Huang himself.
Jensen, it's been an astonishingly busy day for you in Washington, D.C., so I'm grateful for your time. You're sold out of Blackwell. That's what you said, but also that $500 billion forecast, which is Blackwell Rubin, has room to grow. How do those fit together?
I said sales are off the charts for Blackwell, and NVIDIA GPUs in the cloud are sold out. We got plenty of Blackwells to sell you. We have lots of Blackwells coming. We're making a lot of Blackwells, and we have a bunch of Vera Rubins coming. And so business is very, very strong, but we've planned our supply chain incredibly well. We have the largest supply chain in the world. Our partners, TSMC, our memory partners, SK Hynix, Micron, Samsung, are doing a fantastic job supporting us. And all of our systems partners, Foxconn and Quanta and Wistron our packaging partners. Everybody's doing a fantastic job supporting us. And we've done a good job planning for a very, very strong year. And we've done a good job planning for Vera Rubin.
My man Akio says, I'm up early, waiting on the market to open just to see my NVIDIA position. They are absolutely crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Jensen Wong, off the charts, he says, Blackwell chips. Now he's about to talk about Vera Rubin. Let's listen to what he says about the next generation of chips that's going to be coming. Check this out, guys.
So sales are off the charts. NVIDIA GPUs in the cloud is sold out, but we've got a bunch of Blackwells to sell.
Jensen, what's the road ahead for Vera Rubin? It's one of the most common questions we get for you of how that ramp will go relative to what we saw with the Blackwell generations.
Well, the silicon for Vera Rubin, 7 different chips are back in our labs. And the bring up is happening across engineering teams. Probably a couple of 20,000 people are working on bringing up Vera Rubin. From silicon to systems to software to algorithms, people are working around the clock, and this bring up is going beautifully. We're on track to deliver Vera Rubin about Q3 timeframe of next year, continuing our once a year cycle. Vera Rubin is already assured a huge success. Everybody's incredibly excited about it. Can't wait to show everybody. And then one last thing is that the rack architecture, the rack scale architecture is completely revolutionary. It includes a scale up switch called the NVLink. NVLink 72, our 5th generation, is the only one of its kind in the world. This rack architecture, which is incredibly complex, started with Grace Blackwell.
I'll stop it there. Ant Dog said it right. Damn, it's like 15 vendors contributing to one chip. They all getting money. Absolutely. They all are crushing it. TMC, all these other semiconductor companies that's right behind them. All the companies that's helping to build the equipment for semiconductor companies, the Lam Research, all those guys, they're all in this space making money. So that's why if this would have been a bust, everybody would have been impacted. But this is showing that there is so much room to go. So much more to go. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Microsoft, yesterday, the Business Insider got a leaked internal memo from CEO Satya Nadella to his top executives, and it's massive. I want to read what he said to you. Okay, what he said to them, to you guys. This is basically what he said. He said, we need to rapidly rethink the new economics of AI across the company, just as we once did with the cloud. So he's restructuring the entire company for AI, not a department, not a division, the entire business. He tapped a guy named Ralph Harms. Okay. Ralph Harms, that's his name. Harms, he wrote a white paper in 2010 called Economics of the Cloud. That paper changed how Microsoft thought about everything. Okay. Now here's what Satya Nadella said about Harms. Back in 2010, people complained that Harms was throwing bombshells in their organization. Harms responded, they're already there. I'm just helping you find them. And Nadella, he said this is the same mindset we need to take today as our business becomes much more capital and knowledge intensive. So let me break it down for you guys. Capital intensive means spending hundreds of billions of dollars on infrastructure. Knowledge intensive means need fewer workers because AI does the work. So this is Microsoft saying out loud, we are restructuring everything around AI. I want you guys to type capital in the chat if you understand what that means. So let me put it this way, all together for you guys. Yesterday on this show, I said strong NVIDIA means workers lose either way. Today, NVIDIA crushed 57 billion. Wall Street celebrates, popping champagne, doing the turn up, having a good old time. My boy, where he at? Where he's at in the chat? I got to find him again. My boy Akio. He's popping champagne because he's invested into NVIDIA. Having a good time, making all kinds of money. Anybody who's invested into NVIDIA is making good money right now. Microsoft, they are restructuring their entire business for AI. 140 billion in new deals, 5 million GPUs being deployed. And Nadella saying business becomes capital and knowledge intensive. That means companies spending billions on AI tools while needing fewer workers. That's what we predicted on yesterday, and that's what happened overnight. Either way, the workers lose. Now, I showed you what happened with NVIDIA and Microsoft, companies going all in on AI in 15 minutes. Less than that. Actually, it's starting right now. The September job report just dropped after 7 weeks of a delay. Let me show you what we are expecting and why it matters so much, even though it's 7 weeks old. Stay with me on this segment, guys. Companies are spending billions on AI. NVIDIA crushed yesterday, Microsoft restructuring. Now let's talk about what's happening to the jobs. The jobs report should have just dropped just now, our time. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. The September jobs report should finally be dropping. Let me give you the forecast of what's being expected. 50,000 jobs for September. Unemployment, 4.3% unchanged. Wage growth, 0.3% monthly. Now, here's why 50,000 jobs is a problem. We need 150 to 125,000 jobs per month just to keep up unemployment from rising. That's to keep up with the population growth, people entering the workforce. 50,000 is 1/3 of that. It's 1/3 of what we need. So here's the context. August, we got 22,000 jobs. That's the weakest since the pandemic. Forecast was 75,000. We missed by 53,000. So September at 50,000. It isn't much better than August. Okay? Let me show you something even worse. Check that out. In September, the Bureau of Labor Statistics announced a revision. 911,000 fewer jobs were created than they originally reported. From January 2024 through March 2025. That's the largest downward revision since the year of 2000. That's been a long time. The longest and the largest downward revision since 2000. They thought companies added 147,000 jobs per month. Actually, it was 71,000. They were off by half. And here's another number. Since March of 2025, 4 months, average job creation, 53,000 per month. That's it. That's the 4-month average. Manufacturing lost jobs for 4 consecutive months. August alone lost 12,000 manufacturing jobs. Now here's something even interesting. August, healthcare, it added 47,000 jobs. But all the other industries combined, they lost 25,000. So what does this mean? It means without healthcare, the economy is actually losing jobs, and it lost jobs in August. Healthcare is masking the weakness just about everywhere else. So if you work in healthcare, you're doing pretty good. You don't care about it. Not a big deal to you. What is Antoine talking about? I'm going to listen to what he's talking about today. I'm in healthcare. It doesn't pertain to you. But let me tell you why this report matters more than it does normally. It matters because this is the last jobs report the Federal Reserve will see before their December meeting. December 9th and 10th, the Fed decides on interest rates. But here's the problem. The October's jobs report is canceled. They announced it yesterday that there will be no October unemployment rate, and it will never exist. The 43-day government shutdown made it impossible to collect the data. November jobs report is delayed to December the 16th. So that's after the Fed decides what to do. So the Fed is making their December decision without October or November data. I want you guys to type blind in the chat if the Fed is deciding without data. And let me show you what this looks like. September, delayed, 7 weeks coming today. October, canceled, no data, won't ever exist. November, delayed to December the 16th. The Fed decision, December the 9th and 10th. They're making the decision blind without 2 months of data. This has never happened in modern history. Never happened. Now, here's what the economists are saying. The Bank of America says the break-even point for unemployment used to be 125 to 150. Okay? 125 to 150,000 jobs per month. Now, with reduced immigration and aging of the workforce, it's fallen to 50,000. So maybe 50,000 is enough to keep unemployment stable. But Ernst & Young, they project only 25,000 jobs per month through the end of 2025. And unemployment could hit 4.8% by early 2026. So let me bring this all together. NVIDIA, 57 billion in revenue, up 65%. Okay? Profit, crazy. Microsoft, restructuring their entire business for AI. 140 billion in new deals. 5 million GPUs being deployed. Companies making billions of dollars, and the forecast for jobs is 50,000. The forecast for jobs is 50,000, 1/3 of what we need. So is this the jobless boom? Companies making record profits without hiring people? Type jobless if this is the boom without workers. Okay? The report, the jobs report, the actual number, we got to find out if we beat it. Will it beat the 50,000? Will it miss? We'll find out together. But right now, let me show you what's happening to the workers. While Wall Street pops champagne, while NVIDIA crushes, while Microsoft restructures, let me show you 4 stories that dropped this morning about what this actually looks like for real people. Stay with me on this segment. So the numbers are out. The numbers are out. Okay? Business Insider this morning. I got up, started doing my data prep for the show. Had a great conversation with my gym buddy. He's like, "Hey, Antoine, you heard, you saw NVIDIA's numbers?" I was like, "Yeah, man, they crushed it." He's in the AI space. He's in the data center building space, making all kinds of money. Project manager. They do the construction for data centers. He's crushing it right now. Boom, business is booming. I got back to my office, jumped on the computer. It's like, it's going to be an exciting day. Let me check out some of this news. Went to Business Insider. Saw 3 stories just had published. Read them all. A lot of it connected to the show today, the human cost of AI. And I want to share what was said in these stories. Story number 1. Okay. Zoe Hawkins, 40 years old, from Arizona. She's a young lady. She's a director of content marketing at a software company. And she's seeing something that's making her hair fall out, making her crazy. She calls it AI slop. I want you guys to type slop if you want to hear more of this story. Type slop in the chat. Here's what she told Business Insider this morning. If I wanted slop, I would generate it myself. She's getting content from her team that's obviously AI generated, but they're not even reading it before they submit it. One employee told her, "Oh, I'm working on it. I'm just sitting with it right now." She waited weeks for this person to finish. Then she got the draft and she looked at the version history of this document. It was copy pasted in one go in 3 minutes. All the AI tells were there. Weird, mixed metaphors, perfect, 3 bullets for every example. I want you guys to type 3 minutes if they lied about sitting with it. But here's the worst part. She asked someone, "Did you read this before you gave it to me?" They said, "Well, I had AI summarize it for me." That's what she said. That's what she said that they said. Let me say that again. Someone had AI write it, then had AI summarize it. And a manager is the first human to actually read the document. That's what people are doing these days. And here's what Zoe said. I can't just fire everyone who gives me slop, because if I did, I'd have no employees left. So she's having to coach people on reclaiming their own thoughts. Think about that. She's coaching people to think again because AI is doing all of their thinking for them. Ain't that something? I want you guys to type thinking in the chat if that's being lost. Crazy. Story number 2. Daniel Walton, 43, works at Meta in Singapore. He's a creative strategist for Facebook's Creative Shop. Story dropped this morning, 4:05 a.m. I want you guys to type Meta in the chat if you want to hear this one. Type Meta in the chat. Daniel, he uses AI every day, just like me. I use AI every day. Meta, they have a tool called MetaMate. And he uses it for emails, presentations, all kinds of stuff, right? MetaMate. Sounds like a cool tool. MetaMate. I probably wouldn't call it MetaMate, but that's what Facebook comes up with. There's all kinds of weird names for stuff. MetaMate. Interesting. But he uses it for presentations, emails, all the kinds of cool stuff, all kinds of stuff, right? But here's what Business Insider said that he said, all right? This is what he told Business Insider. Said, I'm still trying not to use AI for idea generation. I worry it'll be something that'll be eroded. So I want you guys to think about that. A guy who works at Meta, who uses AI every single day, is worried that the ability to generate ideas will be eroded. I want you guys to type eroded in the chat if that's scary. Here's what else he said. AI will always be quicker than I am, but I believe there's so much to be gained by generating an idea. Whether it's writing copy or taking a photo, there's a real sense of fulfillment from that. I worry that it'll be something that'll be eroded. Even the people who use AI are worried about what's being lost. It's true. I use it every single day. And I was telling a coworker of mine, I couldn't remember to spell a word a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't remember how to spell a word a couple of weeks ago. It was weird. I was like, oh crap, let me stop. I got to write it out. I got to make sure it's right before I give it to AI to make it better. Idea generation is starting to be lost. This is what he's worried about. He's a creative. Story number 3. And this is one from 2 days ago. Okay, but it matters. Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI. He's the pioneer of neural networks, the foundation of modern AI. Business Insider interviewed him about jobs. All right. Business Insider interviewed him about jobs. This is what he says. I don't believe it's going to create as many new jobs as it replaces. It'll create jobs like prompt engineer, but I don't believe there'll be nearly as many new jobs created as it destroys. This is coming from the godfather of AI. And he is saying it won't create as many jobs as it destroys. And here's what's already happening. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy said AI capabilities will allow Amazon to shrink its white collar workforce. Amazon laid off 14,000 corporate employees in October. You guys saw the news. We talked about it over here, and they said it could be up to 30,000. Cited AI as the reason. Shopify and Duolingo now require proving AI can't do a job before they will even hire for it. The taboo is breaking. Companies are saying out loud, we are replacing people with AI. That's what's happening. Story number 4. This one dropped this morning. 5:38 a.m. Central. Okay. Molly. Call her Molly. She's in her late 30s. Has 3 beautiful kids. She was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. Her and her husband started having some problems. They got divorced. She had to rebuild from scratch. I want you guys to top Molly in the chat if you want to hear this. Here's what she told Business Insider. She's piecing together what she calls the mosaic career. Patchwork of projects, day job shifts, side hustles. She writes essays between hockey practices. She researches podcast guests at the laundromat at 9 p.m. She says this: I used to think success was a salary or a title that sounded impressive on paper. Now it's messier than that. A successful day might mean I got some writing, some work done, remembered to drink water, to put in hours at my day job, and got all 3 of my kids to the activities on time. Think about that. The contrast here. Nvidia, $57 billion in revenue in 1 quarter. Wall Street popping champagne. Molly researching podcasts at a laundromat at 9 p.m. Here's the stat that she shared. 25 to 43% of U.S. workers are now doing gig or non-standard work. 1 in 10 rely on freelancing or temp work as their main income source. That's millions of Americans piecing together multiple income streams just to survive. So let me put these 4 stories together for you guys so that you have a better understanding. Manager Zoe getting AI slop, coaching people to reclaim their thoughts. Meta worker Daniel worried that idea generation will be eroded. The godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hinston, saying AI won't create as many jobs as it destroys. Molly researching podcasts at the laundromat at 9 p.m. Part of the 43% doing gig work. In Wall Street this morning, popping champagne over Nvidia's $57 billion. That's the 2 Americas of work in 2025. 2 Americas, two Americas, that's basically what it is. You got 1 America that's crushing it, absolutely crushing it, and 1 America that's hanging on to survive. That's 2025. You got the crushers who are invested, who are in healthcare, who are in this AI space. Then you got the people who are just surviving. It's past 8:30. The jobs report is already there. Okay. Let me see if I can get to the jobs report. Let me do a quick search real quick in Perplexity and see what Perplexity has to say about the jobs report. Give me the latest on the September jobs report. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can find a video on it. I like to do these live streams raw. Let's see it. September jobs report 2025. "43 minutes. Traders awaits delayed September jobs report 5 days ago. Nothing has dropped yet." Oh, September jobs report finally. Let's see it. September jobs report results. We got a that's what we're getting the numbers. Let me see if I can pull this into the live stream for you guys real quick. Give me a minute. Go to my my video repeater. We're gonna take it from a source on a short video, okay? Not gonna be from a full news source, but all right. Yep, I got it. I got it from Perplexity. Let's do this real quick, guys. I love this. This is awesome. All right. Where's my stream here? Let's check this out, guys. I got it. I have it here. And then I'm also going to bring in a quick video on this as well. Let's see if I can pull it in. Add input, video, boom. Do this, download. I know you guys can't hear that. We're going to hear that soon. Give me a minute. Here we go. This is what it says. The U.S. economy added 119,000 jobs in September, significantly surpassing the consensus forecast of 50,000 jobs. This marked a substantial improvement from August, which was revised downward to a loss of 4,000 jobs. The unemployment rate rose to 4.4% from 4.3% in August, higher than economists' expectations that it would remain steady. This represents the highest unemployment rate since May 2024. The number of unemployed Americans reached 7.6 million, up from 6.9 million a year earlier. The sector performance. Let's dive into it. Healthcare added 43,000 jobs, maintaining its average monthly gain of 42,000. Food and services and drinking places added 37,000 jobs. Social assistance, upward of 14,000 new jobs. Job losses. Transportation and warehousing lost 25,000 jobs, with the declining in warehousing and storage and couriers and messengers. Federal government, they shedded 3,000 jobs in September and has declined by 97,000 peak January. Ain't that something? God dang. Ain't that something? That's the jobs report, boys and girls. Let's see if I can pull this into a video. Let's go here.
All right, guys, the September jobs report was released this morning, and supposedly we added 119,000 jobs in the month of September, which was much higher than the Dow Jones estimate of 50,000 jobs added. And then unemployment, that rate was at 4.4%. So that was the highest rate since October 2021. But either way, guys, this is backwards looking. After NVIDIA beat and raised on earnings, focus on the AI trade again, because this is where money will be made. NVIDIA, I believe, is going to get back above $200 per share, and it's going to push other AI stocks up as well, guys. So this is the opportunity to make some money right here.
Woo, he just told you. My man Akio in the chat said it too. He was looking at his Nvidia stock. Go and get your money, guys. Go and get your money, boys and girls. Get in the AI space. You better learn AI. This is where the money is going. We talked about the bridge on yesterday. Where is it going? It's going from the people who don't have the AI skills to the people who do have AI skills. The AI skills is the bridge. Anything connected to AI is the bridge. Now, before we go into this next segment, if you guys are getting value from out of this intelligence on the Daily Climb, make sure that you hit like on the video. Not only that, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet on this channel and you like the content that we are putting out, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well too. We are live every single morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Central with the Daily Climb. I'm your host, Antoine Wade. Hope you guys, if you're new to here, stay around. Keep climbing with us. We got another segment coming up. Let's jump into it. So we saw the jobs number. Okay. We saw the jobs number. It beat expectations. 119,000 jobs. Ain't that something? Let me show you who's buying all these NVIDIA chips. We talked about NVIDIA chips. We talked about where the money is going. This man just talked about where you should be investing your dollars. Well, all roads leads to the money. All the sources leading to NVIDIA. Who's buying all these chips? Let me show you. We also have to ask ourselves, what are they buying these chips for? But this is called the hyperscalers. Yesterday during NVIDIA's earnings call, CFO Colette Kress said something very important. Hyperscalers like Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, those big guys, big tech companies, they account for roughly half of NVIDIA's long-term opportunity. Okay? Half of them. Let me break this down for you. Hyperscalers are the big tech companies, the Metas, Amazons, Googles, Microsoft, and I think even Apple, okay? They're the ones buying billions of dollars in GPUs. And Kress just said they are 50% of NVIDIA's business. So let me do the math with you guys. NVIDIA made $57 billion this quarter. 50% is $28.5 billion. That's how much hyperscalers spent this quarter alone on NVIDIA chips. Multiply that by 4 quarters. That's $114 billion a year from hyperscalers alone. You guys follow me on this math, right? Now, here's the question. What are they buying with that $114 billion? You would probably say GPUs, right? Yeah, GPUs, Antoine. What do GPUs do? They power AI. And what does AI do? It replaces workers. So hyperscalers are spending $114 billion per year on automation tools to replace you. Remember what NVIDIA said last night? 5 million GPUs and infrastructure projects announced last quarter. Those aren't toys. Those are automation tools being deployed right now in data centers across the world. I want you guys to type 5 million if that's a lot of automation tools. Now let me show you what's already happening to tech jobs. Okay? Business Insider published a story on yesterday called The Gruesome New Data on Tech Jobs. Data and analytics. Job postings are down 40% compared to before the pandemic. That's the lowest of all sectors tracked by Indeed. Indeed, the economists, they said this: finding the right job may take some time and your wage growth is likely to be weaker. And here's the entry level truth. Tech hiring is down 20% since 2022. New graduate hiring at the Magnificent Seven, that's Google, that's Meta, that's Amazon, that's Apple, that's Microsoft, that's Nvidia, that's Tesla, down more than 50% since 2022. Entry-level marketing is down 75.6%. Entry-level HR is down 72.3%. Entry-level engineering is down 72.2%. The entry-level jobs that trained previous generations are gone. We talked about this on yesterday. And companies are being explicit about why. Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff said it out loud. They cut 4,000 customer support jobs from 9,000 to 5,000. He said this: I need less heads. AI agents now handle 50% of customer interactions. 17% reduction in support costs since early 2025. $1 million AI-driven customer conversations were processed at Salesforce. He said he needs less heads, and he said it out loud. And here's the AI layoff numbers. For 8,000 or not even 8,000, but 48,000. 414. Those are the number of jobs that were directly attributed to AI through September of 2025. 480,418 jobs. So October alone, 31,039 were AI related cuts. Total 2025 layoffs, 1.1 million. That's 65% increase from 2024. More layoffs happened in 2025 than in 2024. And companies are openly citing that AI is the reason. In Wall Street, what we know is rewarding them with higher stock prices. 30% of companies plan to replace workers with AI in 2026. That's next year. 29% already have replaced workers. This is happening right now. I want you guys to type now if this is happening now. If you are seeing it. I'm seeing it. I know it is happening. So let me bring this all together. Hyperscalers are spending $114 billion a year on NVIDIA chips. Those chips power AI that replace workers. 5 million GPUs deployed last quarter. Data jobs are down 40%. Entry-level jobs are down 20 to 75%. Salesforce says I need less heads. 48,000 AI-related layoffs this year. 1.1 million total layoffs this year. In Wall Street this morning is popping champagne. That's the math behind the automation. That's the math behind the automation. Now, I showed you the companies. I showed you the workers. I showed you the math. And let me show you what to do about it, because this is what we talk about on the show. We give solutions. We give solutions. The news is going to feed you a whole bunch of fear. You're going to be scared, and they're not going to tell you what you can do about it. But there's things that you can actually do about it. And I want to give you guys that too. One of my clients, I'm going to call him by the name of Marcus, he made a decision this morning. And there's a playbook for how you position yourself right now. But real quick, if you want the complete breakdown of Marcus's story, check out our Patreon, www.patreon.com/Black Heights. Join the Heights on Patreon, patreon.com/Black Heights. Okay. We just published Marcus's blueprint to get hired at Bank of America. I'm going to be dropping on next week the 3 skills that AI can't replace. It's going to be a full implementation guide. I did a video on it most recently. Let me tell you what happened with Marcus. Monday, November the 17th, he sent his counteroffer. Company offered 177,000 base. Marcus counted 195 with a 15% bonus. That's 224,000 total compensation instead of 203. $21,000 per year. That was the difference. 105,000 over 5 years. Okay. He waited Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Yesterday evening, he got a response. Company said 177 is the max that we're willing to go. Marcus had a decision to make, walk away or accept. He accepted 177 base plus a 15% bonus. 203. Okay. 203,000 is his total compensation. Now here's the lesson here. Not every negotiation is going to lead to a win. Not every counter is going to lead to a win. Sometimes companies hold firm, but you don't lose the offer for asking professionally. 81% of people are too scared to even try. Marcus asked, they said no, he still got the job. For unemployment, okay, to having a big boy job, that's a massive win. And here's what he learned. You should have the confidence to negotiate if you are prepared. You should have wisdom to know when to accept and when to hold firm. Being professional and asking for more doesn't make you lose. Okay? He took what's on the table. And that's sometimes what you have to do. And that's okay as long as you ask. Because what if he would have asked and he would have got it? He's going to continue to ask. Either way, he learned something because he did it professionally. Now, compare that to the story from yesterday. You remember the young lady that we were talking about, Sundas, the Google employee? She started at $77,000 a year at Amazon in 2013. Now in 2025, she's making $290,000 at Google plus 302 in her side hustle. Right? Making over $500,000 a year or $600,000 a year. She used the same strategy that Marcus used. Never give the first number, ask them for the range. Over 10 years, she grew 700%. Sometimes you get the counter like she did. Sometimes you take the table like Marcus did. Both are wins. Now, let me show you the 3 skills that AI can't replace. Okay. This morning, Business Insider published a news story. Executives from LinkedIn, IBM, and Cisco. We kind of talked about this on yesterday, but I want to make sure, since we were heavily talking about today, AI and NVIDIA's earnings and how you should be worried about jobs and so forth in the jobs report, I want to get you guys prepared so that AI doesn't replace you. These are the skills that executives are saying AI cannot replace. Skill number 1, problem solving. Not just solving problems, identifying the right problems and creating effective prompts. Determining the best course of action. Even if AI is helping with consulting work, it's still not so great at this. So make sure that you understand how to solve problems, ask the right questions and the right prompts. Write the right prompts. I was on a call last night with a client of mine, and, you know, he just got put on a performance improvement plan. Was at a company for 4 years. Just got put on a PIP, a PIP. And he got 60 days to turn it around. Got 60 days to turn it around. He's going into a job market that sucks right now. So I had to be real with him. I had to be real with him about what he's getting ready to face. The good thing is he has the skills. The bad thing is hasn't been in the workforce and understands that 4 years ago is a completely different world than what he knew. He was out of college 4 years ago, where you would submit a general resume with an objective on the top of it and entry-level skills. And what was interesting yesterday was that he said he used AI just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I was like, wow. In entry-level jobs, we talked about those statistics. It's tough. Over 70-something% of entry-level jobs are going. Over 70-something% of graduates from out of college are not getting jobs, right? It's a lot of people. So, kept it real with him and said, work hard these next 60 days. But you need to be applying right away, because if you get put on the PIP, it's very hard to get off of it. It's very hard to get off of it. And you got 60 days left. So you should be networking. You should be applying. You should be doing the same exact things that I was telling Marcus. The good thing is he has a job right now. The good thing is if he does pretty well, he can be the little, 10% of people who get put on PIPs to get off of it. But his reputation for that manager is stained already. So he needs to get out either way. That was my response to him. You get put on a professional or a performance improvement plan, that's basically your way out of the door. I've been a manager for many years, and anybody that I put on a PIP, they haven't gotten off the PIP. Let's go back to the skills, guys. Skill number 2, emotional intelligence. Self-awareness, reading the room, understanding when to lean in or step back. People who have those soft skills around self-awareness, emotional intelligence, are going to do very well in the future, because that's obviously something that AI cannot replace. Okay. Skill number 3, what that gentleman said earlier about being creative and having an imagination, coming up with fresh ideas, thinking about where AI can be applied, redesigning your role. As AI handles the busy work, imagination becomes the only constraint. Okay? I want you guys to, if you're building any 3 of these skills, type skills in the chat. Type it in the chat. Now, here's the good news. Not everything is bad news. Yesterday, I came across a report about Novartis, North Carolina company, 700 jobs. They're hiring for $111,000 average salary. They got a $77 million investment going there. 19 companies are actively hiring. Wells Fargo, Northrop Grumman. I can barely say that word. But Robinhood, you got ASML. 85% of employers are using skills-based hiring, and degrees are not required. AI skills command 56% salary premiums. That's the good news. You start learning AI, you get into these AI boot camps, you get into these AI LinkedIn courses, you start using it, you become a much better employee, you're going to win. So I want to give you guys an action plan for today, okay? Here's your action plan for today. Number 1, audit your AI literacy. Can you use ChatGPT? Can you use Claude? Can you use it to enhance your productivity at your job? Number 2, I want you guys to identify any sort of transferable skills that you have. What do you do that AI can't? Is it human judgment? Is it building relationships? Is it complex problem solving? Number 3, build 6 months of an emergency fund. There is such thing as long-term unemployment right now. 23.7 weeks, almost 6 months is what it's taking for people to land jobs. Number 4, network. You got to call on people. You got to tap in with people. Talk to the people who you haven't spoken with in a long time that can vouch for you. Just reach out. You never know when you might need them. 85% of jobs are never posted online. Number 5, develop the 3 skills that we talked about, the problem solving skills, the emotional intelligence skills, the creativity skills. I dropped an AI skills packet into the Patreon on last week. Join the Patreon. You will learn the skills that you need to learn and know in the AI world that we live in today. Okay. Marcus, my man Marcus took what was on the table. Molly, who we talked about, is rebuilding from scratch. Setting up podcast guests at the laundromat at 9 p.m. at night. You got Zoe. Zoe is coaching people to reclaim their thoughts. You got Daniel. Daniel is worried that thinking will be eroded. You got NVIDIA, 57 billion, and Wall Street is celebrating. You got Microsoft, they're going to restructuring, and they are restructuring just about everything. You got hyperscalers, 114 billion a year on automation. So you either position yourself now or you react later, and you will react without a job. This is the reality of it, guys. If you guys got real value from this show today, if we called that NVIDIA crushed it on yesterday and it came true, if you understand what hyperscalers are spending, 114 billion a year, and you understand what that means, if Marcus's wisdom taught you something about negotiation, make sure you hit the like button. Do it right now. Also, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about a week recap, but we're also going to be talking about what happens when 5 million GPUs get deployed in Q1 of 2026. Holy shoot. This is only getting started, guys. When the CEO of a company says this is only getting started, this is only getting started. But guys, this is the Daily Climb, where we give you workforce intelligence, not the Wall Street celebrations. We give you guys what to do in the job, what to work in your day-to-day jobs, also how to protect yourself and how to protect your career. Okay? My final words to you guys today. Thursday, November the 20th, 2025. First of all, go out there and crush it. Crush it today, this Thursday. Know that there is something that you can be doing when all this is taking action and taking place. You can be investing. You can be investing in yourself. You can be investing in companies like NVIDIA. You can be investing into index funds. You can be saving money for a rainy day. Okay? But we called it. NVIDIA crushed 57 billion. Wall Street is popping champagne. Microsoft is restructuring everything. September jobs, 119,000. It beat the 50,000 forecast. Marcus took what was on the table. Hyperscalers are spending 114 billion a year on automation. The verdict, AI boom is real. companies are all in and workers should be positioning themselves. You either build the 3 skills that we talked about now, or you will be getting replaced later. I want you guys to keep climbing. Go out there and crush your Thursday. The view gets better whenever you are ready. Get to see you guys. Jason, get to see you. My man, Big Subs, get to see you. Life of Cam, get to see you. FSK, get to see you. Buy the book, get to see you. AI lady, she's back in the house. Onaka, get to see you. Jason, get to see you. Erica, get to see you as well. Prescott, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch up on tomorrow. Bye-bye now.